Thought I'd take a look at WWAT. Here's a yearly chart of it. And the reason I leave this up first is so we can see that the 50-day, which you'll hear me talk about pretty religiously as a pretty good form of resistance. And you'll see WWAT over the last year hit it, bounce down, hit it, bounce down, hit it, bounce down, hit it, bounce down. The pattern repeated itself as the 50-day being a pretty strong form of resistance over the last year. One time it gapped through. The very next day it showed weakness, came right back down. Tried to set up a little base, it didn't hold. When it got down in this 22, 20, 23 area, it did set up a pretty nice little base, set it up as support, came up, set up some resistance, and yesterday it gapped through the 50-day and right through that resistance, which is telling you, hey, look at me. So let's see if this repeats again and gets weak again tomorrow, or if this is indeed going to be a base that's going to hold as a bottom support. This is going to start making a little trend upward. On this longer term chart, you can see the MACD having a nice divergence, getting close to the money line there, getting some cross and full stow. A lot of times we hear me talk about the full stow rolling back down and making a move back up, getting some accumulation distribution divergence as well. Fans of the CCI will call the break of 100 a buy point. Once it breaks 100, you hold until it comes back down and breaks back under it. See everything kind of trending up a little bit and setting up the idea of it making a stronger move. I took it back to a 9-month chart here just to zoom in and see it a little bit closer, which everything's just reinforced there that the 1 year shows you. Here's coming in pretty close to a 3-month. You can see I drew a couple little lines of resistance there where it gapped right through them yesterday. It gapped right through everything that was a resistance level. I definitely reduced the indicators there because I was primarily trying to see the candlesticks. Another thing I like about WWAT is the weekly chart. Those 4 candles over this last month are looking pretty good, making a set, now holding that base I kind of talked about on the yearly, and starting to make a nice little turn upward. Hasn't done anything like that over the last year. It's starting to show a little bit of strength. People look at this cross and say, that's a death cross, but a lot of times you'll see this cross happen. You'll see that 50-day curl back up and make its move and turn back up, and as these candles pull it right with it. See, the weekly shows a nice little pinch that it's coming off of, which of course is one of my favorite indicators and moves. Everything's looking pretty good on WWAT. I think it's one to definitely keep your eye on, and I think it's something to look at today, Tuesday, particularly to see if this sort of pattern repeats or if this is going to show some strength and hold. I don't have a 15-minute or a short-term chart up here, but I'd be willing to bet that indicators there are a little oversold, but I don't think that's anything to really worry about. If nothing else, we might see this, see a wick come down and fill this gap and see what happens there. But right now, I think the WWAT is one that should be on watch today to see if it continues this move and continues to show strength. That's my view on WWAT.